photos can appear dramatically different based on colors of the light from different light sources. Even though white appears to be white to the human eye, your digital camera sees additional colors within that light. You'll need to adjust the camera's white balance settings to compensate for the different colors of light in your images. When is white not white? When it's mixed with any varying colors of light, which happens all the time. In digital photography, the results of that light may not always be pleasing. It's important for the camera to compensate for different colors of light to produce images that have correct coloring. In broad daylight, you might think that the light appears to be white, but it's actually bluish. Indoor light is often yellow, and fluorescent light often appears green in photos. So although that light appears white in your eye, you will want to make adjustments to the white balance settings on your camera to compensate for different colors and types of light. We'll use this photo to show the effects of proper and improper white balance for this image. Most digital cameras have an auto white balance setting. When this setting is used, the camera just guesses what the lighting conditions are and attempts to compensate accordingly. Sometimes auto white balance works great, and other times it doesn't work quite as well. As mentioned before, daylight is actually bluish in color. The camera's daylight white balance setting compensates for the blue color by adding warm tones to the image. Cloudy daylight is even bluer than daylight. The camera's cloudy white balance setting will compensate for the slightly more blue color of cloudy daylight by adding even more warm tones to the image. Shaded daylight has even more blue tones than cloudy daylight. The camera's shade white balance setting will compensate for the even bluer color of shaded daylight by adding even more warm tones. Light from incandescent lighting indoors, lamps and light fixtures is typically a yellowish color. The camera's tungsten or incandescent white balance setting will compensate by adding some cooler tones. Fluorescent light is often green in color. The camera's fluorescent white balance setting will compensate by adding warm reddish tones to the image. The light from your camera's flash is fairly blue in color. It's very similar to daylight. The camera's flash white balance setting will compensate by adding warm tones to the image. Sometimes none of the preset white balance settings will produce an image with proper color. This happens most often in mixed lighting situations. To compensate for this, you'll want to set a custom white balance. It's different for each camera, so you'll want to check your camera's user manual for instructions.